Hey guys, I'm Saurav. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I will be talking about 5 reasons why you might not be improving as a photographer. Now this video will be a very different video. The whole video won't have any B-roll. It will be just me talking. But I feel if you're serious about photography, this video is a must watch, because as a photographer, there can be different reasons why you're not improving or you feel you're not improving. Even I have faced these issues, and so I wanted to discuss this with you people. So without wasting any time, let's get started. The first reason is lack of practice and patience. Now photography is an art form, and if you want to master any art form, you have to practice. Doesn't matter what videos, what books, what internet articles you read about photography. If you don't go outside and shoot with the camera actually, you won't improve as a photographer. Now in photography, there are two things, the technical aspect and the creative aspect. Talking about the technical aspect, you can sit and you can learn it. But unless and until you go out and actually use those technical settings, experiment those technical settings, you won't master them. Talking about the creative side, actually no one can teach you. Creativity is something that you have to develop by yourself. No book, no video can teach you how to be creative. It is something that you have to develop by yourself, and this is going to take a lot of time. When you see world-class photographers, they were not world-class photographers from day one. It took years of practice, traveling, research and experimenting, and now they have become world-class photographers. So it's a gradual learning curve. If you want to improve as a photographer, you will improve, but you have to be patient about it. If you're impatient, you will be discouraged, and that will actually hamper your creativity and you will end up with bad photos. Instead of that, be positive. Think that you are a good photographer. So next time when you're shooting images, that positivity will help you to take better images. So always make sure you're patient and you're practicing if you want to develop as a photographer. The next reason is focusing too much on camera gear. Now I have seen people always complaining that I don't have good camera gear, and that is why I'm not able to take good photos. XYZ photographer has more expensive gear, and that is the reason why that photographer is able to take good photos. Now this is a myth. Good camera gear won't give you good photos. If you're not able to capture good images with the gear you have right now, doesn't matter what camera, what lens you have in the future, you still won't be able to take good photos. Because good photos means good composition, good ability to tell stories, and that is not something expensive gear can improve. So whatever gear you have right now, try to make the best use out of it. If you're always thinking about camera gear, you will spend less time thinking about what actually photography is. When I post an image in social media, people always ask about sort of what camera, what lens, what filter did you use? But actually, those things matter very less. No one asks about what was the thought process, how did you compose the image, what was the story you were trying to tell, and these are the things that matter more in photography. So instead of focusing on the gear, think about things that actually matter, and that will actually help you to improve as a photographer. So stop thinking always about the gear and think about other things which are possible right now. The next reason is not analyzing your own work. Now as a photographer, you're going to make mistakes. Even world-class professional photographers make mistakes. So how to deal with that? It's fine to make mistakes, but if you learn from those mistakes, then you're going to improve. So suppose you go to a location and you take images. When you come home, you might not like the images. So there are two things you can do. First is analyze those images. Why you don't like the images? What extra things could you have done to make the images look better? Second, if other photographers have been there, try to see their images. What composition did they use? Why are their images better than yours? Now this whole process of self-analyzing is very important when it comes to photography. Reason is, it not only helps you to understand your mistakes, but next time when you go out to shoot, the subconscious mind won't let you make those mistakes again. Since you have spent time analyzing those images and working on your mistakes, you're not going to make them next time. And this is what is very, very useful, and I don't see people doing a lot of it. Even I am guilty of not analyzing my work, but whenever I get time, I see my old images and I see my current images. I see how I have improved over the years, and I try to work on my stronger aspects, because as a photographer, you're not going to be good at everything. If you just focus on your stronger areas, you will still develop as a photographer. And I feel self-analysis is very important, not only in terms of photography, but in terms of any art form. The next reason is not sticking to a style and following the trend. Now, I've seen a lot of people, they continuously change their style of photography based on what is trending on social media. So if a particular style of photography is trending on Instagram, they will quickly switch to that style just to get good number of likes and followers. And this is a very wrong approach towards photography. As a photographer, you should have your own style. If that style is not very unique or very different from others, that is still fine. But if you have a style and if you master it over the years, then you will be better at it. As I said, as a photographer, you are not going to master each and everything. For example, Brandon Wolfill. Now he has this unique style of capturing portrait images. Now when he went viral on Instagram, lot of people started taking similar images just because they wanted more number of likes and followers. Now Brandon has mastered that style over a lot of years. He was not able to click such images from day one, right? So if you're continuously changing your style and not sticking to one, you're not going to master it. And don't do photography for the sake of likes and followers. That's a very bad approach. You're never going to improve as a photographer if that's your motive. Have a purpose behind following a style. Now I like to click landscape images because I'm a nature lover. And that is my reason for pursuing photography. So I'm not discouraging you to try different styles. It's always good to experiment, but always sticking to a particular style will help you. You can also build a portfolio based on your style, which actually tells what kind of a photographer you are, and this will also help you to get clients as well. The last reason, which is the most important reason according to me, is not getting out of comfort zone. Now, if you want to improve, you have to get out of the comfort zone. Now, sometimes we get satisfied with the images we take. We are like, oh, I'm happy with the images I take. Why do I have to experiment? Why do I have to try harder? Now, that is where you're mistaken. If you think you are good at something and you don't want to push harder, then you have reached the limit. If you want to improve, you have to get out of that thought process. If you don't get out of the comfort zone, you won't be aware of what you're missing at. Photography is a huge art form. There's a lot of things to experiment. As I said, sticking to a style is important, but experimenting at the same time is also equally important. Now, I am a landscape photographer, but I have started experimenting in wildlife photography as well. I want to get into street. I want to do macro photography as well. Because if you don't try different genres, if you don't get out of your comfort zone, you won't know what you're capable of. And this is very important because once you get out of the comfort zone, you will see your true potential, and this will inspire you more to get out of your comfort zone. And this is how you develop as a photographer. Always, if you put more efforts, doesn't mean you will get good images, but those efforts won't be wasted. You're actually improving as a photographer even if you think you're not. Just be patient, keep trying, keep experimenting, and don't be discouraged. I hope this video helped you guys, and if it did, press the like button. If you're new to the channel, if you want more such content, subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.